What's going on, everyone? It's time for another film review. Today we're going to do something a little different. Today we're going to be diving into a Tim Burton movie, but a animated family film. So today we're going to talk about a film called Corpse Bride. It was released by Warner Brothers Pictures, September 16th, 2005. Stars Johnny Depp and Helen Bonham Carter, who are Tim Burton regulars. Also written by John August, Caroline Thompson, and Bruce Berman. Produced by Allison Albert. Abbott, and directed by Tim Burton, who obviously he's done he worked on films like The Nightmare Before Christmas. He did Batman from like the '90s, Batman, anyways, Beetlejuice, Alice in Wonderland, 2010. But it was also co-directed by Mike Johnson, who did Star Runners, The Devil Went Down to Georgia, Tales from the Cannibal Side, and Am I Alone? So yeah. Corpse Bride. Well, this is a pretty simple story. It's basically a young guy. His family does like an arranged marriage type of deal. So he's married. He's going to go marry this one woman that he's never met, and goes and is getting ready. And they just meet, and they're getting ready for the wedding. And amongst all the emotions and stuff he's going through, he's very nervous, and he's walking through the dark woods at night trying to think of the best way to do it, like his vows and stuff. And yeah, as he goes, he proposes and puts the ring on this twig looking finger thing, and turns out being a dead corpse who reanimates, and basically he has to marry her. So he's stuck in limbo because he has this one marriage going on, and now he has to marry a corpse bride. And she tries to convince him to go with her and stuff. But yeah, and so he's stuck in limbo trying to figure out who he should actually be with, and all that. And you learn from both sides. And amidst all this, the girl who's getting arranged actually has to get arranged to someone else because he's not showing up, and things get a little more convoluted and crazy. So yeah, this is a stop motion animated film. I absolutely love these type of movies. They're my favorite form of animation, and that and claymation are like, I love movies like that. It doesn't matter how bad they are or anything, I'll watch them and stuff. Yeah, so it's done sort of the same way as The Nightmare Before Christmas or the Box Trolls, and I think Frankenweenie was technically done this way too. And yeah, so and the fun fact is, this movie was being made at the same time as the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the remake to Willy Wonka, Tim Burton's big bomb of 2005. And yeah, but this one did a lot better. So yeah. But yeah, so I actually really enjoy this movie quite a lot. The characters, well, first off, the main character is pretty well crafted, and you feel for him and his decisions he has to make and stuff. And the Corpse Bride chick is actually uh, pretty well developed and stuff. The only one that's not really developed out of the main characters is the original wife. That's like the one that he's getting arranged to. She kind of like is just like not the most developed or anything. You don't really spend very much time with her either, and that. So here, but I love the contrast they do with the colors and stuff in this, where the real day is bleak, opaque, dark grays and whites and everything mixed in. You really get like the pale sense of everything. Don't mind the cat. And when the Corpse Bride comes, it comes more animated, more colorful, and overall you can tell it's more of a good time with her and stuff. And then but yeah, the way they structured it and all, it was actually really well put together and stuff. The music's really good, the voice acting's good, and overall the animation's fantastic. The only thing I'd really complain about this movie is I wish it was a little longer. It was only like an hour and 17 minutes. Why couldn't it be like an hour and 45 or something like that? Because like I was just chewing that animation and really getting into it and stuff. Then all of a sudden it ends, and the way it ends is actually a decent way, but a little bit odd. Like the girl just burst into butterflies basically, and then they get married at the end and live happily ever after. But it's kind of like tacked on there. They could have developed a little better ending, I think. But I think for timing issues for the release and stuff, they didn't have that, so they basically had to work with what they got. So, but overall, I thought this film was really well done. I really enjoy this type of animation, and it works really well with Tim Burton's type of storytelling and stuff. I think that's why he keeps going to it. So, if you're a fan of like Coraline, The Nightmare Before Christmas, or even Frankenweenie and stuff like that, this one will be your type of movie. Or even if you like the Wallace and Gromit type of films. This one's similar to that. So you'll definitely like it if you like that type of stuff. But if you're more like Pixar and the Illumination type of films, like Secret Life of Pets and stuff, this one might not really be for you. But overall, it's a good gothic family movie with some really good color tones and stuff. Tim Burton always does these weird like colors with color and dark opaque sets and things like that. And overall, it's just a really well put together film. So I'm gonna give Corpse Bride a 4.5 out of 5. I just wish it was longer and maybe some of the characters be a little more developed, but overall, it's still a really good movie and a fun watch. So definitely check it out. I think it's still on Netflix right now, but it might not be. If I can find it online somewhere where you can watch it free, I'll link down below, or at least link the trailer down below so you can see what I'm talking about and you can relive it or whatever. And yeah, but make sure you check out my Instagram. That's linked down below. That's where I always post clips of films and review in the future. All my stories are the film time hashtag, the subject of a film and hashtag, so you're aware of it. Also, my Letterbox is down below at Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating where I have to watch the films. And my Twitter's down below at reviews_Derek. So follow me on those platforms. Stay in loop with this channel. Like this video. Share it so more people are aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below. And also, if you have any films, film franchises in any genre, and on any streaming service that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, or any other Tim Burton films you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below. I'll try my best to get them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. Make sure you subscribe. Hopefully find something weird, obscure, and odd that you probably never thought of checking out together. And also show my opinions on popular films that have come out, classic films, and reviews on other things as well. And don't forget to ring that bell, because we're going to talk about Tim Burton's very first movie, I think it is, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Another family adventure film is coming up next, so definitely tune in for that. And yeah, but watch out for all those reanimated corpses trying to get married to all of us, and I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.